Hello everybody, JaffaArchfiend here, and well, we've just done the trial, which is currently processing and being checked up on by YouTube, so that will be up soon enough. So let's head out and resume the MSQ, shall we?
We did it. We slew Valiarmanda. A feat that even the great Gulul Chacha couldn't manage. For you, Papa!
Ah.
There's no denying it was an impressive achievement, but I wouldn't be so quick to claim we've outdone Father.
Yeah. I mean, our Valiarmanda had about 80 years
The Fidral was weakened by decades of imprisonment. Had we faced it in its prime, we wouldn't have fared a fraction as well.
How can you say that? 80 years couldn't have made that much of a difference. Could it? Oh, who am I kidding? Papa's still the best.
Yeah. You fought well, though. I'm sure you'll surpass him one day. You have a ways to go. I'll go with that one. Give her some encouragement.
I did, didn't I? Even if it wasn't at full strength, we defeated a living legend. I swear, I'll surpass the old man one day.
And how are you feeling about the whole thing, Zoral?
The Sky Ruin lies dead, and still, I've yet to prove myself the miracle.
Well, I suppose we should head back and join Erenville.
We did leave him with only Sarelja for company.
Oh, yeah. That's a point. And that is the trial up and running and public for everyone if you want to see that. So. Your proud expressions bespeak a successful hunt. Not that I'm surprised in the least. Zoralja came back earlier, but left almost immediately with Sarilja in tow. He seemed disinclined to share in any victory celebrations. That's nothing unusual for Zoralja. No, it's Bakul Jaja that concerns me. He's probably far ahead now, making the most of the mayhem he caused. I still can't believe he did something so evil just to slow us down. If we hadn't slain Valiarmanda, it wasn't only Urka Pasha at risk. There would have been deaths across the entire continent. I'm more certain than ever that Bakul Jaja cannot be allowed to rule. I have to catch him and take back my keystone. The Yokwi must still be anxious, wondering where and when Valiarmanda will strike next. I suggest we hurry back and allay their fears. Alpha knows as well, I should think. Yes, you're right. We shouldn't let them worry another moment. Do you think we'll get a bonus keystone for this? This time I'm just going to start teleport. It's the other side of the map. So yeah, teleport away. Oh, bugger, there was an ether current there. Nah, I'll grab it later. Before we do anything else, we should talk to Gurfurler.
To the temple, then.
Oh, talking in this one.
That won't be necessary. Heroes of the hour. Valigarmanda is no more. Yours is a victory worthy of song.
That's good to know.
We had plans for a second feat to be conducted here in town. But the recklessness of your fellow claimant has rendered them pointless.
A second feat?
The feat of ice. You are to fortify Valigarmanda's prison.
Oh! That would have been interesting to see, try to figure out how.
How shall we proceed, High Luminary?
I mean, the fact we just killed it definitely
What
counts.
more would we test, Zulmurwer? They have defeated the Sky Ruin and saved the gods know how many lives. If they are not worthy heirs to Kulul Jalja, then no one is. Now that our last claimant has arrived, we can proceed with the formalities. For the skill and bravery the three of you have shown, I award you each a second keystone.
Bakul Jaja done screwed himself over.
That makes 5. Only 2 left to collect.
And one to get back.
Except that one of those 5 is in Bakul Jaja's thieving hands. He will answer for that. And for losing Valigarmanda.
Yeah.
You have brought lasting tranquility to our home and earned the gratitude of every Yokui. May glory and prosperity continue to bless Tuliolol as we enter this new age.
Aw. Oh, they're already off. Right, so where to next?
Was never much of a talker, our brother. If you're up for it, you should visit the capital. I'd like everyone to get to know you and your people better.
I'll consider it if it's one of you two who claims the throne.
Oh.
Then you need only await a missive from Sunperch. I'll be sending out invitations.
Uh-huh. Oh. Hello.
Today is a day for unusual visitors.
Yep.
You Wukliamat, was it not?
Yep.
I doubted you could slay Valigarmanda, but the quiet skies proclaim your triumph. Had the betrayal been suffered to roam free, it would have terrorized us all. Once again, we find ourselves in your debt.
You owe us nothing. We fought because we wanted to.
has been incurred. All the same, it will haunt me if I do not repay it.
I wouldn't even know what to ask for.
Perhaps he can tell us about the dreams of the Golden City.
Oh, good idea. That was on my list of questions I wanted to ask.
The Golden Dreams. Yes, we have records of our forebears and their visions from the time before the Shaktural expedition.
Okay.
What did your forebears see?
A heavenly land, suffused with a golden glow. Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict. Every building was a palace, and in their midst reigned a silent goddess, a statue so tall even my kin would need lift their gaze to behold its visage.
Oh.
A statue of a goddess. That's new.
Yeah, that's a new piece of
Aye, and
information.
compared to the abstract imagery we'd previously heard, this was a detailed description.
The dreamers were consumed by their visions, compelled to seek out the paradise they'd been shown. They journeyed to Shaktural, where they died in droves.
Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. The tales Book Evu shared may have been rooted in historical fact.
Perhaps. Who can know the truth of it? Once our ancestors left the forest, there were no more dreams. No dreamers.
Huh.
The forest? What do you mean?
From the very first, the visions were set to visit only those who worked the quarries in Yaktel. But after they were ravaged by disease and saw fewer newborns, they were forced to abandon that territory. Once our people's withdrawal to Urkopacha was complete, we never again dreamed of the Golden City.
So only Yokhui in that one specific area experienced the visions. Fascinating.
That is very, very specific.
Well, we're headed to Yaktel next. Maybe we'll find out more when we get there. Thank you for sharing your stories with us.
I do not require gratitude. I merely repaid a debt.
Sure, okay.
Farewell, Wook Lamat. I do not think our paths will cross again.
That's probably because if they do, he's probably going to wind up incurring another debt. And he does not like having a debt. That is interesting, though. Visions were only in that one specific area. I don't think Vorpalor and his brethren will have a sudden change of heart about Tuliolol. That doesn't mean they'll never change at all. Today is proof of that. Alright, the promise of peace. I think it's time we return to Tuliolol. After scaling Tularal's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. The respite would be most welcome. I believe I hear the forward cabins calling our names. Yeah. Bye-bye, Gurfalur. Bye-bye, Zormalur. Get all what you have to say. Alrighty. Back to Tuliolol we go. And off to the forward cabins. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading to the palace, Boklamat? Boklamat, did you hear me? Lost in our own little world, it seems. Well, no matter. I'll be back soon enough. An attendant is standing by to unlock your cabin. Enjoy your stay. We actually do have to run along here to get to our cabin. Just go around. Welcome back. Your cabin is just as you left it. That's a light layer of dust. Who's at the door? Ah, Waklamat.
You have a moment?
Sure.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
So,
Spit it out.
It's just too stuffy in here, that's what. We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air. That's what we need.
Oh, for the love of gods. You're hopeless. Sorry to drag you away from your nice, comfortable cabin, but I can feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places in Tuliolol. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. Alright, what's the plan here, Wok? Joshua, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh ho ho, there's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshawar. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. All those smiling faces. Ahem. Ah, sorry, I'm getting distracted. It's just that with the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters feel that much more special. You think we can take our time and maybe wander around a little first? Then we can go to that spot I was thinking of. This feels like a talky one. This feels like a voice-acted one.
This is much better. I used to come here all the time when I was little. I'd look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Workor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war.
Ah.
And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far. I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
I suppose it's metric, so. That's the sort of thing I expect you to say. You wish for a world like in a Yakui's dream? Ideals are nice in theory.
With eternal life and no struggle or conflict, it's certainly an ideal worth striving for. Who knows if we could make such a world a reality? But renouncing war and conquest seems like a good place to start. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness.
And now, do you really have to shout it that much? Really?
It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies.
Oh, that's certainly true.
If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me? Thank the gods for that.
Yep.
Well, I have nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the caverns.
That was a nice little moment. We're back in the cabin now. That probably looks a lot better if it was during the daylight portion of the day. Being good spirits, I assume your leisure time was well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back to the road for us. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone is rested well. Now that we've refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us all consider the claimants as they currently stand. Zoralja and Kona have completed every feat thus far and hold 5 keystones apiece. Buklamat will be equal to them, but for Bakul Jaja's thievery, which has left us 1 short. That conniving braggart didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof and wreaked havoc for the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. You may think he can simply steal when he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I'll be taking back what is mine, this I swear. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakul Jaja's unleashing of Valagramanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rivals' attempts. We all may find ourselves being forced to take from one another. I can't say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. The last two keystones we require are those of the Lay of Repast and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between the Mamalja and the Zabral in the forest of Yaktel, specifically a village near Igbrax. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been back there since Papa took me in when I was a baby. Where the Lay of the Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga, it is said a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Serpent, a little more than that. Eorzea has a similar tale. An explorer, Ketenram, befriended a two-handed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Tural. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least that is a commonly held belief. The two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa. This Ketenram fellow must have come to Tulialol. But he did arrive some 80 years ago. The capital may not have been built yet, vestiges of Yokhoi architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Autarch, didn't you? Then Ketenram must have met the Dawn Serpent in Mamuk. Mamuk. Is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural, once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamalja's homeland. It too lies in Yaktel, not far from Igrax. And all things considered, Yaktel seems the obvious choice for our next destination. We were riding one of Kona's balloons. That can't be any worse than ships, can they? Depends on the dirigible. Right. Ethernet. Boop. Next flight, the hotel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Alright, let's take a gander and see what these are like. It does look like it's just a great big balloon. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air? All the way to Yaktel? Are you ready? Bags packed and goodbye said? There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything, I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Well, Clement, what did we say about confidence? Oh, who am I kidding? My knees just won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand? Just until I settle my nerves. Of course. You're the nicest person I've ever met. I'll try not to crush your hand. There she is. Third promise. Wait just a moment. Mablu, Dobly. Of course. I'll wait as long as you need. Sorry to delay. We'll be able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Oh. Is that so? You said before it gained popularity in Yok'Torel as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right, we tracked down the elderly merchant to whom first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be Godfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? Or one in Yok'Torel, to where it seems you're already bound. What luck! I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence brought my grandfather there? Or yet another discovery to look forward to? Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks, I won't let you down. I've just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to Yaktel. Right, we need to get on board now. No more stalling. Get on the blimp. I really hope she wins. Yoctel will test her mettle, without a doubt. The next Storm Servant must be willing to wear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. Ominous, that.
The fierce Shepral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yaktel. Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named.
I'm getting 10 vibes. This is gonna be Final Fantasy 10 vibes.
It is here, where the Shepral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Dawntrail, Yoctel.
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
Fair.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumauka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater.
Oh joy!
Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the Earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
It was one time.
Oh?
Is the Shepral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Off to Zabral we go. With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to keep someone in sight at all times. As you all disappear from mine. Wasn't this where... Thank you, Shabi, for accidentally showing where this was. Good, everyone's accounted for. Ikbrax is up ahead. Let's be on our way. I am going to get you into the Aetheryte first. Erenvale was not exaggerating about the cenotes. We grew in order to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Oh, that's what... Oh, that's nice. Oh, the crystal lights up. Neat. I still want my glow stick, though. I worked hard for it. Ready to head on in? Alright, so this could be a voiced scene or a text scene. Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly upon us. The third promise in her retinue, I presume. You presume right. I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us in the Garden of the Stars at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? And who might that be? There's but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him. I swear, if this isn't a trap, someone's in for a quick beheading. Ah! Everyone else is already here. Neat.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
Oh, shush.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
Screw you.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin.
Okay.
My name is Hunmuruk. As a Brash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people.
Okay.
As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival.
Huh.
Third promise. If you would please join us.
Alright. What exactly is the contest here?
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
Ooh.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner.
Oh.
Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same
God.
color
Please don't
will
tell
be
us
paired
about
accordingly.
that. Oh no.
Twelve forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Yeah. That queue will not be a short one, I think.
Claimants, please present your colors.
Please be Zaval or Kona. Please be Zaval or Kona. Okay.
I have read.
Okay. We need red.
Blue.
Okay.
On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Okay, red or blue? Red or blue?
Red. Which means...
Yay!
Together again, as fate would have it.
Whew!
victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-head.
The one guy you know you can't kick the arse of.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Bibil.
It's a cooking contest! It's a cooking contest!
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
I love it.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say?
Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
Indeed.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
Indeed.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along?
That's the idea.
But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
He's kind of getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
The rules are simple.
Here we go.
The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques.
Oh.
Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
Yes, Chef Ramsay.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
Well, we need to figure out what it is first before we can try making it. Alright. Let's get this cooking contest underway then, shall we? How fortunate this suite's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakuljaz's attempts to delay us. Serves him right, as we guess for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong, and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Yeah, of course we do. Anytime I'm on is bound to succeed. Focus. Precisely. You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition is a team of 6, the 2 claimants, Saril Jah and Bakul Jaja's lackeys, whereas we are a team of 9. That's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the task suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy! Well, we mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could have been easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Zubruk Pibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Jabbaral people. Let's gather here once we've seen what clues this village has to offer. Yeah, because no one's going to straight up tell us what the recipe is, are they? Let's see here. There's someone in this area we can have a lookout point. And type out lookout. Right, let's see now. Ah, we've got colorful spices. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nestled in a basket. That one's called akiote. We mostly use it to add a killer to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Okay, so we need akiote. The recipe for Zubruk Pibil? I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared, unless we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hunman Rook himself. What you've been mentioning has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still Ibaruk to be had in market. We've ought to cut our losses in Enta Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think he won't turn our hands for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult could the second time be? Hello? What are you looking at, Saltlicker? Mind your own business. This is my business. You intend to try and steal from her. Ay, ay, ay. Gemstone trader. Ripe banana peel. Appears to be smoking. Oh no, it appears I've dropped my najul. I mean Jatika banana peel. I can barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. Ah, there's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Sato! This is gonna be fantastic. Oh, I've always wanted to try that. But I'm in the UK, so there's not exactly much call for that. But if I ever actually go somewhere that actually has that, it's like pit cooking or something like that. I can't remember the actual name of it, but I would love to try something made from that, from a pit oven. I would love to try that. Sorry, I'm back. What did we discover about Zubruk Pibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden from educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might staple dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Zebruk Pibil. One in particular she attributed to all common Zebrel dishes. Akiote, she called it. I see, that a Zebruk Pibil is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alphinaud claims. We've confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook bearing bundles wrapped in the leaf of Najul, or banana in certain localities. It would seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. So the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? The squeaky flesh of a bipedal fish! A sizzling slab of beef. It smells so good I can practically taste it. Ibruk, without a doubt. As would expect of a dish called Zebruk Pibil, indeed. So to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavor of a combination of spices that includes akiote and steamed underground within Najul, or banana, leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients should be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forests while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Leave it to a master cleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. Alphinaud, you're a bloody meme at this point regarding firewood. I too should be glad to volunteer mine aid. And the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I'm happy to lead someone to a suitable Ibruk if they will perform the requisite deed. Allez-y. As for the Najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najul in these parts. They only grow in the Jatika heartland, forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Amity, Jaffa, if you would accompany me on my errand? Of course. Someone's got to look out for you two. No better way to whet my appetite. Good. Let us be about our tasks then. Like OBS. All good. Okay, we're all good. We're still good. Okay. Okay. Don't know why OBS does that, but hey ho. Come on, let's go and get those Najul leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Alright, what does the gear here look like, I wonder? Oh! Oh, that's... It's the Raktika gear. It's the Raktika dungeon gear. And it's dyeable. Oh, I could... Yeah, I'm gonna be miffed about that. The amount of farming people have tried to do for this set. Okay, so that's dye channel 1. What's dye channel 2 like? So that's dye channel 2. So that's what dye channel 2 has for its thing. Okay, good to know. Connor has a look of a man intent on finding bananas. Let us see if there are Najul leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Oriange mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. The Raktika gear, dungeon gear, can't be dyed, but it is quite nice looking. And now we've got dyeable versions of it here. Oh boy. Provided you're level 94 or above. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Najul leaves for purposes other than Zebruk Pibil, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for more. Golmajig Grove is a source for the finest nodule leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I had hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but there's no other way to obtain our ingredients than to the Jaktika heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Traveling there requires you go through the T-Bank Traverse, but has caved in, due to the recent storm, I expect. What? That means we can't get our nodule leaves. But we can, can't we? If there was no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat, or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. It's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find Zubrik Pibil to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. Who wants to guess that's her birth dad? Still, if there are no leaves here, and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and cultures of Tulialol. So perhaps there's something about Zubrik Pibil that we have yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see, like who was first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. Ahem, if it's Yaktel's history you're interested in, we should start with the old war. Between the Zabral and the Mammal Jaw, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Zubrik Pibil. Huh? What does steamed Ibruk have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war, the village of Ilion Assur. It lies a short distance to the east. Okay. The village of Ilion Assur. Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. Alonzi. Beep beep. Oh no, good thing. Whoops. That was almost a beep. Whee! And that's what I mean by when the game sometimes says, no, you can't go over a cliff. This is nice. I think they've managed to find the balance between an oppressive jungle feel, but at the same time still being kind of, you know, open so you can still see what's going on around you type of thing. I think they've managed to find a right balance for that here. The village of Ilion Assur must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Up a bit more. And Alonzi. Someone's doing fishing there. I wonder how the feat's gonna go when we actually get to Mamook. Given that's where Bakul Jaja's from. So this is the village of Ilion Assur. or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. The heck are you doing here? Wookavoo! I didn't know you were in Yachtel. I was picking up lumber from Ikbarax when I heard the third promise was on her way to the site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wookavoo is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You are a member of the Third Promise's retinue, I presume. For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Kona. Now that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard? 3, 2, 1. Kona, as in the second promise of Tolil Hall? To think I address a Dawn servant's own son as some common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please take up your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. Right on cue. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Zebrek Pibil. While I am forbidden by the Zebrax Rax to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I would be happy to share what I know of Yachtel's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between Zabral and Mamulja was one of land. The Mamulja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to cover the upper forest, the home of Zabral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Zabral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. As the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned, what brought it about. Something you all know too well, blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Bunewa, and Dobro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Zabral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Bunewa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of different clans could not have children together, but then it happened. A child arrived who shed the blood of Hubigo and Bunewa both, a two-headed Mamulja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character and what notwithstanding. Under the autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared, and war soon came to a head. I think it best you to see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. Vroom vroom. Ooh. This is a Brit Cinderfield. That was a lot of burned up trees. Kona's going by the 12, which is interesting.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinderfield.
Oof. A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yoqui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Jesus. 400
Until
years
Father
of fighting.
ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Oh, and an echo. Oh! Someone was here for this.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Huh. Nice to see
Tell
we got
that
a
to
younger
the
voice.
Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Puff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us.
But... Enter Ketinram.
Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin?
Yep.
I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Belu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
Oh boy. That's diplomacy of a sort. Someone was here for that.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Shabral steamed Najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Shabral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets a strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
I mean, yeah, that is like... I mean, like, imagine if we went to the Middle East and gave everyone a feast, and that kind of ended the problems.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Yep. We still need to get the banana leaves, though.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us.
We still need to get the banana leaves, though.
What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. Feet of repast. Okavo has given us valuable insight into the origins of Shibruk Pibil. However, we are still no closer to procuring the necessary Najul leaves. Unless... Tell me, was that historic feast commemorated in some fashion? With a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us through, especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Amity, Jaffa, would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. What are we hunting for here? Look here, the soil has been recently overturned. Ooh, someone buried a box. Well, well, I would have been satisfied to find only a hint, but here they are, fresh Najul leaves. Whom are rooks doing, I'd wager? There's a poetry in hiding them on this battlefield, given that it was central to the war they helped end. So you planned all this from the start. Thank you again, Wokavu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance, and with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well, with a promise. Ever since I've witnessed your performance in the Feat of Reeds, I've been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Hanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares more for the people of Tulialal and what they hold dear. Oh, should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. Oof, that's got a sting for him, Kona. I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let us return to Ibrax. Ibrash. Ibrax? Ibrash. Anyway. How far away is it? It's all over there. Teleporting! Damn, this is a desolate area. Glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so. I'm famished. Again, I would still love to try an underground barbecue, as it were. How did everyone fare? We got the Najul leaves. Wokavu came along and helped us find them. Wokavu was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yeah, he gave us an important history lesson. And so we recounted for everyone here. That Galul Jaja brought an end to centuries of warfare surprisingly little, but to achieve set peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest of solutions. How about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be order. Orianja and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we needed them for, of course. And I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest had on offer. Spoken like a true expert. Erinville and I found an Abrook, so we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so its hunter fell down a Senate trying to catch it. What part of never speak this to anyone did you not understand? I picked up a good portion of local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yield achiote, and told our resident astrologian to divine the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Aye, through further inquiry did I determine the ideal balance of spices. All that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one of us is versed in the culinary arts. I can hardly claim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest to me. And you, I hope. As I recall, you are an accomplished culinarian. Ooh, my mouth is watering already. Let's get cooking then. Without further delay then. Yes, chef! Yes, because we've got culinarian as one of our disciple of hand job things we've leveled up. I'm presuming that's what that was definitely a reference to.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling housecan.
Focus.
Be quiet, Buckle Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
It's ready.
That looks lovely.
Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruk Pibil.
It's gorgeous. Oh god, my mouth is actually genuinely watering.
This looks amazing.
Oh.
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Jabral. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then. In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruk Pibil admirably.
Yes!
Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yoctel's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruk Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated in spice before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Ooh.
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
This was stupid anyway.
Uh-oh. Kryle? You okay there?
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
This is delicious! The brook's so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najou leaf rounds out these spices is sublime.
God, that face.
This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Salt in the wound there.
Choke on your harmony.
Right.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Oh.
That was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
Oh God, I think that was more of a full-time job than anything else.
It was palatable enough, I suppose.
Kona.
To you, who have successfully performed the feat of repast, I present these keystones.
Only 1 feet left.
And it's in Mamook. Will no doubt be swung in Bakul Jaja's favor, I suppose.
Well, I should get going then.
I mean, we could travel together. We're all heading to the same place.
I'm glad that I wasn't paired with one of the others.
Oh, for the love of you, Sundari.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. I forgot something important.
Oh? What did we forget?
Was there any shipwreck people left? I could really use another helping.
Oh, for the love of... You are a walking stomach. Oh, God. The girl's got that. She's definitely got an appetite. But seriously, though, my mouth is genuinely watering at the sight of that, and I'm genuinely wanting to try that. Mm. Do we have a Final Fantasy XIV cookbook? Is there a... I'm going to quickly Google this. Is there... Yes, there is a 14 cookbook. I think I've actually got it floating around somewhere. I think I either got it for Christmas or from my birthday account. That or somewhere that I've got it yet. But there's a cookbook, but I don't think that's going to be in it since this game only come out, and the cookbook came out 2021. So yeah. But second edition maybe of the cookbook down the line, maybe? Who knows? So good. I'm looking forward to having Super Rugby build again. Yeah, probably maybe more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it. I'm thinking to buy more for the run myself. Now the feeder repast is over. The villagers should be free to offer it to us, right? Oh, a tabletop for the house. Yep, that's definitely going in. That's going straight in. New wares are available from the Zabral merchant in Ixbrax. Next feat awaits. Soon as we now face the penultimate objective of the rite, it would be wise to travel to Mamuk and undertake the feat of the Brotherhood without delay. Wise, yes, but impossible. The Teamwork Traverse, which connects the upper forest to the Jatika heartland, is still impassable. Right. Is there no other route? I'm afraid not. Work to clear the path is underway, though, so I'm hopeful we can resume our journey soon. Then let us each use this time as we see fit. I, for one, would like to explore the village's surrounds, if Erenville would oblige me with a tour. Very well, I have no other engagements. I'll come with you, if only to prove that I am capable of keeping my footing. I shouldn't rejoice in our delay. It does afford me an opportunity to look into my grandfather's purported visit to Yachtel. That's right, Mablu did say something about a foreign mage coming through here decades back, didn't she? I'll come with you. Want to join us? Sure. Let's reconvene here after our respective diversions. As recalled, the merchant met my grandfather at a market in Yachtel some 20 years ago. Any who might reliably remember him must therefore be at least middle-aged. Let's make inquiries where we can. Hunting for the truth. Hunting for Galoof. Foreign mage, 20 years ago. Yes, I remember him. It's not often we get visitors from across the salt, let alone those traveling with infants. But baby girls, I recall. Well, I saw him in passing, mind, but if anyone were to know more, I'd wager it'd be Hummer Rook, who was already Jibrax Rocks then. A baby girl? Couldn't have been. Thank you, sir. That information is very helpful. Baby Kryl, maybe? Baby Kryl, perhaps? Which would be very interesting if that's the case. Hello again. You require assistance? A foreign mage passed through Ixbrax roughly 20 years ago, possibly carrying a young child. Do you remember him? Why do you ask me this? Who is this man to you? He may have been my grandfather. I wish to know what brought him here. Your grandfather? Not by blood, but he is family nonetheless. A foreign mage did indeed visit Igbrax, Master Galuf. So far as his identity is concerned, I trust you are satisfied. No more than that, however, I cannot say. Why not? I simply cannot. I beg your forgiveness and understanding. Oh, there's some kind of promise here going on. Very well, I will not press. Thank you for confirming his presence here. The rest I will discover myself. Out of more general curiosity, I have another question. They say the Yokhui once dwelt in these forests. Where was that exactly? General curiosity indeed. But yes, before they withdrew to Urkapacha some 5 centuries ago, the Yokhui claimed Yaktel as their own. Many of their architectural remains in the lower forests, the Yaktika heartland. And that must have been where they had their visions. Thank you. That answers much and more. I understand what it means to long for one's family. So believe me when I say that, though my position forbids me from aiding you further, I wish you nothing but success. By helping the Third Promise find the Golden City, you will surely find the answers to your questions. Oh, Galuf, what did you do whilst you were here? What did you get up to? Speaking of which, I have a query of my own for you. May I request a moment of your company? Sure. Go on, we'll wait for you. Thank you for obliging me. First, let us head to the sun nuts behind this village. I do wish it was brighter, but good God. It's so hard to find here in the dark. It was my intention to see you off without saying anything, but Mr. Squirrel's plea has softened my resolve. As a leader of our community, I am gladdened to see that the Third Promise has surrounded herself with such compassionate and trustworthy companions. Would you tell me of her journey thus far? Yep. He's her birth dad. Is that so? It seems the rite has been a source of great learning and growth for Wuklamat. It does me well to hear that. My daughter would be about her age. Girls are rarely born amongst the Jibral, so when she arrived, the village was elated. Such joy I felt when I first I held her, and pain when I found her at the bottom of the cenote. 3 years old. An accident was said, but I knew better. She had been pushed. What? Though we never caught them, a suspicious figure was seen fleeing towards the Jaktika heartland, towards Mamuk. Once bitter enemies, the Mamulja and Zubral had learned to live in peace. But who could doubt the intent of such a reprehensible act? By targeting the child who would one day lead her people, the criminals sought to undermine the future of the Jibral. I was determined not to let them succeed, and I so let the memory of my daughter die in a cenote, and gave her into the care of the one person I knew who could protect her. Dawn Servant Gulu Jaja. Though she was born to lead the Jibral, fate had a greater plan for Wuklamat. Only the Dawn Servant and I knew the truth. I must now take you into my confidence for one reason. If the villain who attempted to murder my daughter was indeed of Mamuk, then rancor towards the Jibral still burns. I was caught off guard once. I will not suffer the same tragedy again. And so I ask you, not as a Dawn Servant's elector, but as a father, to watch over the Third Promise. Defend her from her enemies that may be lurking in shadow. Will you do this for me? Of course. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tulialal, but a concerned father. Suffice it to say, this conversation must remain between us. Pray breathe not a word of this to anyone. So that's how her circumstances came to be. I wonder what Kona's were like. Uh-oh. Oh dear. He's gonna be a problem. Taking a stand. Recalling the past has rendered me emotional. I require a moment to compose myself, but please do not keep the third promise waiting. Oh, some kind of event going on here? Upon speaking with Welcome Mat, several cutscenes will play in sequence. As well as something that we're going to be trying to fight with. Okay. Let's see what we've got going on here then. You're back. So what did Humaruk want? It's between me and him. That's alright, you don't have to say. More importantly, the team back to Trevor still isn't clear yet. Something about even more rocks. Then I'll take the opportunity to rest. All the cooking and preparing for it has worn me out. A nap does sound tempting. A moment, promise. You're one of Bakul judges. What do you want? I've come to fetch you. You're welcome to refuse, but know that would be most unwise. And why is that? I'm sure your assaulted friend has an idea. What do you think? And they say house cats don't come when called. Follow me, promise. Yeah, we're not leaving her alone again. Oh, looks like we're gonna have a talkie scene.
What is the meaning of this? And just how far do you plan on taking us? Oh, Morok! Bakul Jaja, you snake! If you want my keystone so badly, you deal with me and me alone. Leave the Elector out of this.
Is that all you think he is? Foolish kitty! This man is the reason we are here. Take a good look at him. Go on. Look. Surely you recognize your real father.
Don't believe us? Then ask your trusted sellsword. He heard it straight from the old man's mouth.
Is it true? Is Humoruk my
This changes nothing.
Your silence says it all.
Now that you understand the situation, let's see those keystones. I'll even let you fight for them. Just you and me. If that adventurer attempts to interfere, I'll kill the old man myself!
You despicable, heartless fiend! Kinsman or no, I won't stand for you taking hostages! Come on then! You wanna fight? I'll give you a fight!
Oh, such heroic caterwauling promise. I'm shaking. Guard our hostage well. We wouldn't want to attempt any thoughts of rescue. By the by, house cat. They've been instructed to put down Papa Dearest when you lose. Hopefully he settled his affairs.
You mother fluffer.
Don't worry. I'm not losing to the likes of him.
Very well, my student. Kick his scaly butt.
Well, what are you waiting for, you blessed bastards? It's 2 against 1. Don't tell me you're scared.
I know I didn't hear you right.
You heard her. Cowards don't stand a chance against Wolf-Lamont. You should back down before you get hurt. Don't worry, the scary adventurer won't try anything funny. I have to put the sass in. We've got to do the sass.
Foreign scum! Who are you to mock me?
I'm the champion of Eorzea.
And kill you all! Don't look away, son. I want you to watch as I tear your beloved promise to shreds!
Oh god, you are so easy. You are so easy to rile up.
Hey, eyes on me. The house cat, remember? I'll say it again. I'm not losing to the likes of you.
I'm guessing for this fight
I'm
we're
going
controlling.
to become Dawn's servant, and I will protect my people.
I'm guessing for this we're controlling Wolf-Lamont. Let's do this. In this battle, you will play as Wolf-Lamont. Through skillful combat, Wolf-Lamont will gain the results she needs to unleash powerful limit breaks. Not only do these attacks deal great damage, they will cover HP. Use them early and often to emerge victorious. Alright. Let's rock. Trial. Combo. Use the maximum HP. With a ranged attack. Rushes target. Limit break button. Alright.
Come, you mangy house cat, so I can rip you to pieces. I'll cut you to shreds.
Again and again and again.
My magic should be more than enough for Miss Middens. I'll make you eat that.
Ah, okay, good to know.
No more equal, Jaja. We're settling this here and now.
Still playing the part of the brave warrior? It's no longer amusing me, guys.
This rite has taught me so much. About my nation, my people, and myself.
Keep up. I thought he was going to do a kick for ending into it like he did last time. Apparently not. Okay, so if it's just the one batch of standards, he'll do the kick.
How do you like this?
More than one.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Same foot. Seems like a safe spot, I think. Yes!
I finally understand what it means to live in peace. To greet each day in safety and happiness.
It's time we finish them. This is the end for you, kitten.
Spamming the one combo, so again.
Know your place.
Not enough to claim the title of Dawn's servant. I must carry on Papa's legacy. His love for our people.
Clear it and upstart. Why won't you die? Fine. I'll show you the true power of the blessed.
Dawn's servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last!
Ooh!
That's when there's no way I'll ever lose to the light of you!
What? But that was everything I had! I can't stand it anymore! Attack!
I'm sorry, what?
Our fight! Stay out of it! You bring shame
needs help, I see. Send your whole army. He still won't win. I will prove my allies are right to believe in me.
Confidence. She wasn't like this before.
Woo! Warriors, man. I'll be taking my keystone back.
I reclaim what you stole.
No. How can this be? How could that puny house cat beat all of us?
You've caused nothing but trouble with your dirty tricks. Threatening the Hanuhanu, releasing Valyarmanda, harassing me is one thing, but you've endangered too many innocents. No more, Bakul Jaja. I will not stand for it. If you even think of tormenting my people again, you will answer to me.
Good girl.
No. No.
You okay, dude?
And he goes and forgets he had the way blocked.
What? That was his doing?
The only part left in the saga is the Lay of the Brotherhood in Mamuk. The plan was to force you here so we could take the rest of your keystones.
So that's what he was up to. But, should you be telling us this?
What does it matter? You've beaten us. It's over. We'll release the hostage.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain.
I'm sorry. I was careless.
Are you alright? So what Bakul Jaja said about you and me.
But to single-handedly defeat Bakul Jaja, You truly are the Dawn Servant's daughter. It has been my honor to bear witness to your journey. Promise.
Oh boy. God, the two of you are as bad as each other.
Promise. Yes. That's what I am. I'm Kulul Jaja's daughter, and Tuliholal's next Dawn servant. Come on. Let's rejoin the others.
Keeping out of the fight even when it got dirty couldn't have been easy for you, but Cool Jaja won't be the last person to threaten those I care about. I want to prove to myself that I can stand up to such villains, even when I stand alone. Which is to say, I won't ask you for help when I need it. Of course, I know better than that now. Let me do a quick check with everyone else how that... What's his camp?
The passage to Mamuk remains blocked. For now, all we can do is try to rest and recover. Perhaps with a meal, as my sister would no doubt suggest. Shall we borrow the kitchens and prepare some Shibruk Bibil?
So, thou hast taken a liking to the dish. As we learn to appreciate the unfamiliar, 'tis only natural that we develop new affinities. There is no shame in this.
But there is in ignorance. I had barely considered what the people of Tuli Yolal hold dear. What hopes they harbor for the future. Our nation is built upon the bonds that Father forged during his journey across Tural. But so single-minded have I been in my advocacy of foreign innovations that I fail to understand my own people. Could someone who struggles to connect with the populace ever make a worthy Dawn servant?
To understand and connect with people is by no means easy. But there is something you can do to pave the way. Let them see you for who you really are. What makes you laugh and cry and rage. That sort of honesty is the first step towards mutual understanding and connection.
Understanding begets fellowship, as my father said. And yet, what you suggest does not come naturally to me.
I, too, have found it difficult to speak from the heart. In thy struggles, I see mine own, painful in their familiarity. Yet frightening though it may feel, if we are to move forward, we must indeed take that first step. Dispense with pretense, and simply be.
Do you remember when you first approached us, and we asked you why you wanted to become Dawn Servant? You said you wished to use the knowledge you acquired in Sharlayan for your country, and in doing so repay your father for the opportunities he afforded you. What won me over was not your ambition, but your motivation. So let your people know this, and in time, they'll come to support you as we do. You can't hide behind that stoicism forever.
Very well then. I will make a greater effort to be myself. By not being my usual self so much.
Yeah, that's going to take some tricky practice. That's going to take some practice. To put an analogy on it, he's been in customer service mode for so long that it's kind of like default mode. Set that comes with the tattoos, or is it just the Okay, that does band up there, okay. And the jewelry pieces. Okay. So what's the state of the Twinbeck Traverse? Still being cleared, I'd assume. Rook said he would notify us as soon as work was done. Now, perhaps now would be a good time to consider how we might reclaim that stolen keystone. Next feat will be our last, after all. Oh, I already got it back. What? When? Not to mention how. This is Bakul Jaja we're talking about. Short version, we kicked his arse. So I taught him a lesson and took my keystone back. You bested Bakul Jaja in single combat. Bravo! Yeah, what can I say? I've had good friends to encourage and cheer me on. There you are. Our excavators have contacted me with news of their success. The Twinbeck Traverse is now safe for travel. And we can finally make for Mamuk. Come to think of it, isn't it Bakul Jaja's home? We can only hope his residents don't share his winning personality. If it is indeed the city where Ketanran first met the Dawn Servant, surely some civility awaits us. I'd like to point out to you, Alphino, Ketanran is a Leminson pirate. So, civility... I would not be so certain. It is true that the Dawn Servant received Ketanran and Mamuk, and was instrumental in the establishment of friendly relations between the Jabral and Mamulja. But since that time, most of the Mamulja who supported his peace have left their city in favor of abiding in the capital. What remains is a cloister of Mamuk, and while these traditionalists do not take up arms against us, neither do they bear great love for outsiders. Whatever they're like, the people of Mamuk are also of Tulial. If I'm to be Dawn Servant, it's my job to know them first of all. Well, we'll be on our way then, and I'm glad I can learn about where I come from, and eat so much Suburkapi pill besides. Thank you for everything, Humaruk. Till next time, take care. First, we make our way across the Jorbit Cinderfield, due southeast. 2:15, so I think this is probably a good time to call it in just a second, once this cutscene's finished. How you have grown indeed. Right. Actually, I'll put it on hold and actually get to it. All the way down there. All the way to my room. I'm enjoying Dawntrail so far. It's a nice re-expansion. It's nice that whilst we are like the Warrior of Light and Champion of Eorzea and all that kind of stuff, we are kind of a back seat to this. Which, after, you know, everything preceding this, it is a nice change of pace. This is quote-unquote our summer vacation expansion, as it were, so yeah. I don't mind not being the center of attention. I don't mind not being the center of attention for once. Traverse will bring us straight into the Jatika heartland. Remember how we insisted this forest is green? Down into its depths we go. The path is quite steep, isn't it? Let's take our time to descend it safely. I spoke with one of the excavators on my way down. Apparently, Bakul Jaja cleared away the one fallen tree remaining by barreling through it. The Wukla single-handedly defeated someone possessed of such physical might is nothing short of remarkable. Still, we ought to proceed with caution. There's no telling what his wounded pride might compel him to attempt. Nope, no ether current here? Okay. Sorry. I see a hole down here, I'm like, this feels like a place for an ether current. Nope. Ooh, this is pretty. And that's a meteorite. Oh boy. Alluring, isn't it? More ways than one. Take my parent stone and hold it close to the glowing rock. Okay. A tool used by gleaners to identify certain geological properties. As you hold the parent stone in the soft glow, it fixes itself to the boulder with surprising force. Parent stones are natural magnets, and that's a meteorite filled with iron, one of many remnants of an ancient meteor shower. The heterogeneous ether they emit causes the surrounding flora to glow unique hues, you see. So these glowing boulders come plummeting down with the heavens. Which will be merciful. There you are. All blue. One second, I'm just going to put this into screen lock mode, just so I can take a screenshot of this, because this is just gorgeous. And 3, 2, 1 to find the right angle. This looks like a good angle here. Far cry from the upper forest, indeed. This place is already so fascinating. I'm eager to hear what the people of Mamu can tell us about it. Keep running. We're almost there. Yeah, no, my brain is immediately going, this is like... This is some Final Fantasy X shenanigans, this. And we're going to call it there for now. JaffaArchfiend.